Herdsmen, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect in bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
All of us. In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe. Both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't call for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for the independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on.
Ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala ihe ndị n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ebe ndị kọstọm sokonye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ebu ndị iro anyị anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-azụ na-aza akpọrọ anyị nwa na-aza Ikechukwu akpọrọ anyị nwa na-aza Amara Chineke akpọrọ anyị nwa na-aza Chisom akpọrọ anyị nwa na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkụ nwa mgbe mmiri Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo mmiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụbụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị n'oge mmalite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akọ na okwu gị na nọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me once again this evening. I appreciate everyone that has been able to join us. It is Monday, an evening of Monday, a day we have our seat at home. I welcome you, as many as I find it necessary to join us on this platform. I welcome every one of you, both those who love us and those that hate us, both those who are angry and those who are happy. You are all welcome. I thank you all for being around. Most importantly, my fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, those who genuinely know what they want, I welcome every one of you. I thank you for being part of this program. As I always say in all my programs, that in this platform, we do not come in this platform to instigate violence. We do not come to preach hate. We don't come to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. What we do in this platform is to promote the cause of Biafra. We promote the cause of Biafra as much as we can to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state, Nigeria. We do not come to instigate violence. We don't preach hate. We don't attack people. We don't promote anything except Biafra. That is the path we have chosen. In the cause of Biafra, there is division of labor. There are a lot of things to do. Choose your own and get busy with it. Choose something to do. I am doing my own. It doesn't matter whether you like it or you don't like it, whether you agree with me or you don't agree, but I have chosen some. At least, if there is nothing else in here, I am mentioning Biafra every day. And that matters a lot. It goes a long way to keep Biafra struggle alive. If not anything, there are people who cannot even be able to mention Biafra. There are people who cannot mention Biafra in their platform, in their program. There are people who cannot even post anything that has to do with Biafra. But for the fact that there are some of us who, against all odds, we continue to talk about Biafra. It is something we have chosen. There are people who are moving on diplomatic level, entering so many offices, submitting so many documents, approaching so many places, and seeking attention for Biafra. This is their own job they have chosen. There are people also on the ground who are fighting every day for the cause of Biafra. They are fighting, putting their life on the line. Many of them have died. Many of them are injured. Many are in the hospital. Many are in prison. This is the path they chose. There are also people who their own parties, they come, they listen, they share the information, they share our videos, they share what to do. They are part of the media. Media is not just only me that is here talking. When you talk about media, it includes every single one of you that is there watching me. You are part of the media. In as much as I am the person who is running the platform with my own face, I face greater risk. That is true. But you also, you have chosen your own level of risk that you take. Even posting the Biafra program in your platform, some of us, many people in Nigeria, it is a risk. Our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, it is a big risk to post our content on their platform. And I understand that. I understand and I respect them. I respect them. I respect their policy. So many of them, Biafra, they can't even show their face. I respect that. I respect it. But I expect everybody to also respect us, those of us who are coming online to put our face. Those people who are going diplomatically to represent us. Those who are on the ground fighting for us. We should respect each other. It is very important. Division of labor. Every one of us have something to do. Do it. Just like today, the people in Biafra land are sitting at home. Some of us who are living abroad are also sitting at home, and some are not sitting at home. Some of us who are living abroad, even though we support in any way we can, but we go to our businesses. But people in Biafra land today, they sacrifice this Monday. We need to appreciate and respect that. And my respect and prayer goes to everybody in Biafra land that is partaking in today's sit at home. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, and bless you abundantly. I appreciate every one of you. In whichever angle, in whichever organization, in whichever area you are serving Biafra, please continue to serve. Continue to serve. When you get tired and something is not clear for you, to you, you can take a break. It is allowed. When certain issues, decisions, suggestions are not clear to you, you can take a break. But don't fight against your brother or your sister. Don't destroy what you have built. Don't. Don't do anything that will be detrimental to the cause of the journey. We have so many Biafrans that can do what you cannot do. We have so many Biafrans that can do what you are doing. Even if you are no longer doing it, there are people who can do it better than you do. So don't worry. Anytime you get tired, take a break. It is allowed. Me, myself, I can take a break when I'm tired. Don't get angry with anybody because he or she take a break. Don't go with attack them and call them saboteur on them. No. Taking a break does not make you a saboteur. Taking a decision or a stand does not make you a saboteur. That does not make you a saboteur. But today, we have abused that language. We have misused it, abused it. Somebody, people interpret it this way they like. As I say, we are all entitled to our opinion, but in that your opinion, don't be a distraction. So we are continuing on our program as we do today. It is a Monday sit at home, and I appreciate every Biafran that is partaking on the Monday sit at home. It is a thing of joy to always see a Monday that there are still some people who are paying attention. And I have said it, that if there is any time we should run away from sit at home, it is not now. It is not now that the life of Mazen Nandekano is at stake. Mazen Nandekano is in Sokoto. Nobody is talking for him. Nobody is standing for him. Nobody is speaking on his behalf. This is the time for us to speak more than ever. It is time for us to do what we have not been doing for a long time. So I urge every one of us to please continue to sit at home. I want us to be very, very clear. Monday sit at home is not violence. Monday sit at home is not violence, has never been violent, and will never be violent. No matter how the government of Nigeria create their false flag to demonize the sit at home, they target violence, they push different narrative to make it look like violence. It is not violent. There is no leader in this cause of Biafra that have preached Monday sit at home to be violent. Any sit at home, it is not meant to be violent. This is a civil disobedience, a way that we express ourselves. Since we are dealing with tyrant, we are dealing with a government that does not value human life, and we have lost millions of Biafrans in the past. We don't want to continue to losing life. That is why we choose a method that will save life and also bring our voice out. Our silence speaks volume. So Monday sit at home is not violence. It is civil disobedience. Simple. Civil disobedience. And I want you to understand that civil disobedience is recognized globally as a global resistant method. It is recognized across the whole world as a global resistant method, and that method saves life. That method is peaceful, it is not violent. That is why we choose it. And we have been using it effectively. It is not being forced. People on their own agree on it, and that is why today we still see people who are concerned about the plight of the Biafrans, people who are concerned against the persecution of the Biafran people, the unlawful detention of Mazen Nandekan, the unlawful conviction of Mazen Nandekan, the unlawful sentencing of Mazen Nandekan. Who are you going to cry to? You can see today, no politician is talking about it. No governor is talking about it. Nobody is speaking about it. We are on our own. That is why we have chosen the only method we know that can make the world pay attention. And I bet you, at this point in time, when the whole world is focused on Nigeria, they will ask questions. When they look in Biafra and they see that markets are closed, roads are deserted, they will ask questions. What is happening? That is what we want. They will realize that Nigeria have lost legitimacy in Biafra territory. They will realize that we no longer have trust in Nigeria. They will realize that Nigeria is now an occupying force in our area. They will realize that the declaration of Biafra on the 29th of November was not a joke. Regardless the differences we have, regardless the loggerheads we have within ourselves, regardless the misunderstanding, it is very, very certain that as long as we continue to sit at home, the world will pay attention and ask questions. That is what we want. Civil disobedience is a recognized method globally. It has been used in so many places and it worked out. There was positive result. It was used in India. It was used in South Africa. It was used by Martin Luther King Jr. It was used to dismantle apartheid of South Africa. So sit at home. We are not the first people that started it, and we will not be the last people that will use it. And we are going to use it even much, much better than other people did. We will use it to achieve our aim. Already, we have seen a lot achieved through it. The government don't want you to participate in it because they know the effect of sit at home. They know what sit at home entails. They know that sit at home takes away the legitimacy from them. That is one thing you don't understand. The government of the day, the politicians, the governors, the lawmakers, they know that sit at home obedience, the civil disobedience, they know that it takes away authority from them. That is why they blackmail it. They create false flag against it. They term it violent because they know what it stands for. So, why are you going to stop? Why would you fight against it? Why would you distract it? Please, if there is nothing else to do, pay attention to this sit at home. It is of essence, of importance to us. Please. And as I always say, if you have something that is better than it, give to us. We will accept and I will help to preach it. But until then, continue to support and promote the sit at home of the Biafran people. Sit at home simply means staying off the street. Staying off the street. Withholding cooperation. This is the simple meaning of sit at home. Stay off the street. Withholding cooperation. Sending a message without lifting a weapon. We will continue to explain this for those who do not understand to understand. Because the government of Nigeria has done a lot of damage. That today, when people hear sit at home, the next thing that comes into their mind is violence. When people hear sit at home, the next thing that people come into their mind is destruction, is chaos. But that is wrong. It is not true. Sit at home simply means stay off the streets, withholding cooperation, sending a message without lifting a weapon. That is what we are doing in Biafra land. Oppressive government fear civil disobedience because it exposes illegitimacy. It exposes their illegitimacy. That is why they fear it. They don't want people to know that they have lost legitimacy in Biafra. That is why the governors are fighting it. That is why all the politicians preach it. That is why they send their agents online and on the media and they speak against it. They demonize it. They term it violence because it exposes their illegitimacy in Biafra territory. You sit at home, did not work. Nigeria will not be panicking every Monday. They can't stop talking about it. If it is not working, they will not talk about it. They will not go to the extent of taking innocent life because of it. They will not be creating false flag, but because it is working, because it is exposing their illegitimacy. That is why they do everything to stop it. But it's unfortunate that today some of us are sabotaging it. Many of us, Biafra, are sabotaging it, whether knowingly or unknowingly. We are sabotaging it. We need to stop that sabotage. We must listen carefully. The biggest threat to Biafran struggle today is not even Nigeria alone. The biggest threat, just as I said in the morning, the biggest threat in this struggle is not just Nigeria alone. The biggest threat is self-sabotage. And many of us involved in that self-sabotage. When you don't support the cause of Biafra, you don't support the sit at home that you know already that is working, it is self-sabotage. When you preach against sit at home, it is self-sabotage. The sit at home that shows the world that we are ready to go home. The sit at home that gives Muslim a voice. The sit at home that shows that Nigeria is illegitimate in that territory. The sit at home that exposes the atrocity of the government. They are exposing the genocide that the world is asking for today. The genocide that the world is paying attention to, the sit at home exposes it. So when you sabotage that sit at home, what do you think you are doing? You are a threat. Self-sabotage. When you don't support it, you don't promote it, you are self-sabotaging the cause that you claim to believe in. Don't get distracted. Some of us, we sabotage it because maybe the person that is promoting it, you don't like him or her. You sabotage it because you don't like the people that are promoting it. It doesn't make sense. What matters is what it tends to achieve, not about the person. It's not about the person. You don't have to like me as a person. You don't have to like me as a person. Listen to what I say. If you listen to my message, if it is not okay for you, throw it to the dustbin and walk away. Simple. It is not about me. You don't need to like me or love me or whatever. No. My duty here is not to make people like me. It is to preach the gospel. To tell the world what they need to know, what they need to hear. So in the course of listening, if they like the message, they keep listening. If they don't like the message, they walk away. Both Biafrans, non-Biafran, and the international communities that are watching, they come to our platform, they listen, they pay attention, they watch. Don't think they are not watching. They are seeing you, they are seeing me. That is why we must be very careful the way we operate, what we say. Sometimes, just like the provocation we have today in our morning program, somebody just came in and decided to provoke my program and all that. It is so sad. It is so sad that time and time again we get that kind of interruption. Such kind of a person is sabotaging. That is sabotage. That is self-sabotage. If there is nothing else, everybody knows that in this platform, I don't come here to attack anybody. That should be enough for you to stay clear. If you don't like the line of message or the topic, you are entitled to walk away. Including he himself. He testified that I'm not fighting. The person that came today to obstruct my message testified himself. He used his mouth to testify that I don't attack anybody. But your own problem now is that I must speak the way you want me to speak. I must say what you want me to say. Life doesn't function that way. It doesn't function that way. When you do that kind of a thing, you come and disrupt a program, not just my program. You go in another platform, you disrupt it, or you talk in a way that will distract the person who is passing a message to the world, not just the Biafra. That is sabotage. Self-sabotage. That is self-sabotage. Sabotage is not just only when you take money or when you take bribe. There are certain attitudes. It's a certain behavior you display. It becomes a sabotage. You make people deviate from their topic. You make people speak in the way they're not supposed to speak. You make people offend people they're not supposed to offend. You trigger people to use words they're not supposed to use. That's self-sabotage. We have to be very careful. Our duty is to promote Biafra, present Biafra to the world as the only remedy. There is division of labor in this cause. I have said this several times. There is division of labor. If you know whichever area is your own, go and face it. If your own is diplomatic level, focus on that diplomatic level. Do it and do it well. If your own is on defense in Biafra land, in the land, you are in the forefront fighting in defense. Go and fight very well. Fight as much as you can to defend the land. Those of us in the media, speak and present Biafra in a manner that will make people to recognize it. Present Biafra, the cause of Biafra, to make people ask questions, to make people draw close, to win recognition, to make people feel our pain, and know what we are going through, to make people know that the genocide they are talking about today, it is not just about Christian genocide. It started from Biafran genocide. That is the origin. Biafran genocide, that is the origin. The origin is Biafran genocide, so we must have to continue to do what we have to do. Don't get distracted. Every Monday, it's sit at home. It will never stop until we are free. Until Mazen Nandekano is it is only Mazen Nandekano that can remove the sit at home. Nobody can. Only him. Not from the prison, from his father's compound as a free man. Once he make an announcement from there and say, cease, that is the end. But until then, sit at home continues. That is the only sit at home that we have now. The only sit at home we have. Monday. We have achieved a lot through it. We have made many gains through it. We have won a lot of hearts through it. We have got many attention through it. We have saved the life through it. If it is not working, I will not still be talking about it today. But because it is working, it has always worked. That is why I am preaching it, and I will continue to preach it. To demand for the freedom of Mazen Nandekano and the freedom of Mazen Samuel. Every one of us must continue to pay attention. Don't get distracted. The biggest threat we have is self-sabotage. Be careful. It's not Nigeria alone. Self-sabotage. The biggest threat. We must not sabotage ourselves. Some are Biafrans speak from the act of fear. Some of us, we are so fearful. We are not even confident to share the message of Biafra in our platform. We are not confident enough to talk about Biafra. We can't even share the program. Fear. Some cannot even speak about it. They hide and talk. In the public, they talk differently. In the night, they are Biafra. In the morning, they are one Nigeria. Fear. Some of them, they condemn the struggle to please politicians. There are people today, because they want to have a political position, because they want to feel relevant, they condemn the struggle. They will never support it because they are vying for political posts. You see one of the brothers who was with us for a long time in this cause, all of a sudden, he began to preach against the Biafra struggle. Somebody who was with us, all of a sudden, he changed 360 degrees and he began to preach against Biafra. Some of us attack fellow Biafrans instead of the oppressor. Why do you have to attack me? Why do you have to attack your brother or your sister? Why do you have to attack anybody that is talking about Biafra? Why do you have to attack them? It is not compulsory that they must speak the way you are speaking. But the most important thing that we are pursuing one thing, which is freedom. The heart is deep and the heart is very deceitful and tricky. We cannot read the heart. Only Chukwu Okike can read the heart and knows whose heart is clean and who is not clean. That is why you cannot judge. You cannot judge. You cannot tell what is in my heart. I cannot tell what is in your heart. So the heart of men are evil. The heart of men are so deep. It is only you yourself you can be able to defend and talk about it. So the best thing is to continue to promote the cause of Biafra the best way you can. Don't run away. Don't attack your brother. Don't attack your sister. Don't go and become sabotage your brother or your sister or become a hindrance, an obstacle or distraction. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help us in any way. You are just doing the same thing the politicians are doing. When the politicians, you see them, they pretend that they are our representative, but they don't support us. Politicians pretend they are representative. They pretend. Every year, politicians, they pretend. When it is close to election, they will come and meet the people. They will go and call Mazen Nanikan. Some of them will begin to talk, release Mazen Nanikan. Some of them will begin to visit Mazen Nanikan because of election. After the election, they are gone. Some of them, even when they come after talking and talking and talking, they go to Abuja and they say different things. They say, don't mind those people. They come outside, they talk a different thing. But when they come in national TV, they say different things. The whole world will see. But when they go in Abuja, they speak a different language. Criminalizing resistance while benefiting the oppressor. They criminalize the resistance we are putting forward, but they benefit from the oppressor. We don't have to do that. We should walk away from this self-sabotage. It is time for us to do what we have to do to make sure that our freedom is signed and sealed, more especially now that the world is paying attention. You cannot serve Nigeria and claim Biafra freedom. You cannot. There's no way you can be a one Nigerianist and you still talk about Biafra freedom. It's not possible. You cannot dine with the oppressor at the same time you say you are fighting for liberation. It doesn't happen. You cannot. You have to choose one. You can't be lukewarm. It's either you're cold or you're warm. For those who are Christian, the Bible said that if you are lukewarm, you vomit you out. That's what the God says. You vomit you out if you are lukewarm. It's either you are cold or you're warm. You cannot sabotage your own stronghold and blame the enemy. We cannot be sabotaging ourselves and blaming the enemy. Sabotaging ourselves and blaming the enemy is going to help. It's not going to help us in any way, man. It's not going to help us. We must be disciplined. We must be disciplined and remove chaos. All this chaos, argument, quarrel, misunderstanding, we must remove it. We must be disciplined in our attitude, in our behavior. Be disciplined. Even when you don't agree with your brother, you don't agree with your sister, you know how to go about it. When you want to talk, you talk sensibly. Don't talk with anger, with envy, with jealousy, with greed, with venom. You don't. You don't. More especially in Biafran people. That is not the way to talk to Biafrans. You cannot force Biafrans to obey you or follow your way. No. We have to keep it open for everybody to air their opinion, express themselves. I have been trying as much as I can to do that in my platform, even though it's not easy. It is not an easy task. But we must have to take that pain, open up the space for everybody to air their opinion. That you air your opinion does not mean I will agree with you. It doesn't mean that you agree. I must not agree with you. I must not agree with you in everything. And you must not agree with me in everything I say. That is what makes you a human being. You must not agree. You have the right to challenge things when it doesn't clear. You have the right to challenge it. Speak about it. In love, in peace, with discipline. Freedom requires discipline. Freedom struggle. Freedom struggle, it requires discipline. Where discipline collapses, opportunity takes over. Opportunists, they take over. And that is what we see. That is why you see some people who are not supposed to be in positions are there. People who are not supposed to be talking are talking because of lack of discipline. Opportunists, they take over. Criminal elements hijack narratives. That's what they do. Criminal elements, some of them, they will come to a platform, they will trigger you to say a thing. Once you say it, they pick it up, they take that narrative and they begin to spread it. That is what many of them do. They will just come in a platform where you are talking. They trigger you to say something. They might make you angry, trigger you, just to pick up a narrative, to pick up something there, and they run with it. The enemy uses chaos as propaganda. We must not allow these things to be happening. Any act of violence, intimidation, or criminality damages the moral power of civil resistance. And we must try as much as possible to avoid all these things. We must try. No matter how difficult it is, it's not easy. It's not easy. If anybody tells you it's easy, that's a lie. It's not easy. And that is exactly what Nigerians want. They just want us to be chaotic. They want us to be chaotic. They want us to be violent. They want us to be intimidated. They want us to display criminality, but we will not. We will not. They just want us to be in that way so that they can confuse our legitimate civil disobedience with lawlessness. Don't allow them. They will not succeed. Discipline is our shield, and unity is our strength. We must continue at this time that we know that the opportunity has presented itself. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who gave us the opportunity to come, who made it possible that we'll be alive today, he will never leave us. A lot has happened today, and we will continue to fight, we will continue to stand strong. We will never give up. No matter what the enemy say, no matter what they do, we will never give up. Just like Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Simon are not giving up. We will not give up. Just like every other freedom fighters, including the lawyers, are fighting. Even today, the lawyer of Mazen Nandekano, Ejimako, Showore, and other people, they were in court. For what? For protesting for the freedom of Mazen Nandekano. They were in court today. They were in court today. What crime did they commit? Nothing. Simply because they were protesting and asking for the freedom of Mazen Nandekano. They were calling out Nigerian governments in their illegality and atrocity against Mazen Nandekano. That is why they were in court today. Aloy Ejimako and Showore in court today. I want us to hear what transpired today from Aloy Ejimako in court.
I'm here with Showore, one of the Showore, Biafrans, where he has complex face justice from the bottom of when we are arrested for doing civil protest. So, right from the conference of the magistrate court. So we are waiting for arrival of the government. So we are bringing the point and looking forward to freedom. We never know when we shall defend, but we're not afraid. Just anytime injustice comes up, we should be mad at
That was Aloy Ejimako with Showore in the court today because of the protests of Mazen Nandekano, free Mazen Nandekano protests. That is why they are dragging them here and there. You see, everybody have their own duty. Nigeria is a failed state. When we are talking about the failure of Nigeria, it is not just about Biafra. Every genuine person in Nigeria, anybody that cares about humanity knows that Nigeria has failed. Anybody that cares about humanity knows that the zoological republic has failed and it will never rise again. It will never. Forget about people who are pretending, politicians who are talking from both sides of their mouth because of their own personal interest. The country has failed and it will never rise again. No matter how they try, it will never rise. The failure is being felt by everybody, by men, women, young, old, Christians, Muslims. Everybody is feeling it, except for those who are protecting their wickedness, who are protecting their evil. They are the ones that are still pretending all is well. I want you to listen to this woman, a Muslim, I guess, and hear what she has to say also. That everywhere is gone. Nigeria is gone.
If you are still attending the church of any pastor, any reverend, any clergyman, any man of God that is standing on the pulpit, woman of God standing in the pulpit that is saying there is no Christian genocide, and una still dey go their church, you know what it means? When the anger of God will fall, you will partake of it. I am telling you, the blood of the innocent is crying out on the ground of this country for vengeance to God. So if you are still attending that kind of church where your pastor will see white and call it black because they are political, because they are giving them something that they will put in their mouth or something in their pocket that they will take home, you are still going to that kind of church. Let me even ask yourself, are you people not even heavenly conscious? You are no one go heaven. That kind of pastor can never tell you the truth, the true word of God in the Bible. They will never tell you. In fact, there are people that influences what they preach. The Holy Spirit is not the one behind what they preach. There are people that grease their pants. It's what those people tell them that they preach or they copy. Those people are their Holy Spirit, not the real Holy Spirit that you and I know that Christ left for us when he was living. Are you not heavily conscious? Koro like this with your two naked eye, your pastor come for line, say there is no Christian genocide. On Sunday, you back, you still go that church. You still sit down under him and listen. Wetin you dey hear? Wetin that man dey preach for?
Ask them,
inside that church.
Ask them.
Those pastors that are the type that water the gospel, they have compromised. A lot of men of God are compromised. Please, church will not take you to heaven. People should know this thing. Church will not take you to heaven. Being religious will not take you to heaven. If you like, go church, carry your bag, your Bible, go dey sleep for church. Do not take you to heaven. You will have to serve God in truth and in spirit. And being a child of God means standing by the truth. Whether they will put knife on your neck, you will say, this thing is white. I cannot call it black. No matter what you give me, I cannot call it black. That's why they don't like some of us that are coming online to say the truth. People like Apostle Michael Okere. They don't like people like that. But we keep saying the truth. Whether we talk the truth, we still die. We don't talk the truth, we still die. Nobody will live on this earth forever. The anger of God is coming heavily on everyone that is seeing the injustice in this country and is covering it. Okay.
You have heard this. Her message is very clear. Very, very clear message. And it won't listening. As I always say, I bring messages from all angles, including from their own conventional media. We don't allow anyone to pass, more especially in their conventional media, so that when they lie, we will expose them and bring their lie to naught. The message of that lady is very clear. Very, very clear. Very, very clear message. So every one of us have to be attentive. When your pastor is denying the Christian genocide, I don't know why you are still going there and claim to be worshiping. When your own pastor is denying Christian genocide that is seen, even Muslims see it, even Muslims talk about it, but your pastor deny it, and you are still going there to worship, you should be ashamed of yourself. Now let us listen to this ape face, what he has to say. Let us hear this program from Arise TV. The ape face wants to talk.
Significant rapprochement on counter-terrorism efforts with a new strategic security framework close to being finalized. This follows a series of high-level diplomatic engagements aimed at strengthening security partnerships and opening new avenues for cooperation. For more on this, APC Chief Farouk Ali joins us from our Abuja studio. On the political front, he will also be speaking on the allegations of one-party system and government's intervention in Benin Republic. Thank you very much for joining us, Honorable Farouk Ali. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Ahmad.
Well, Honorable Farouk Ali, we saw Congressman Riley Moore visiting Nigeria, and he was in Benue State. He met with bishops, he met with the third chief, he visited IDP camp where he said up to about 600,000 persons are in IDP camps. He met with the National Security Advisor. He has appeared on television on his return to the US, and he says he's going to prepare a report which he will submit to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and then he will be recommending pathways for cooperation between Nigeria and the United States. Do you think that the Nigerian government has made significant progress, particularly with the bilateral working group between both countries, and that we will not end up being classified as a country of particular concern that must be
Well,
punished?
Dr. Martin, I can see two countries I want to share with you. Whether Nigeria, it's afraid not to be classified, this is absolutely the prerogative of the United States of America. We're a country, a sovereign nation, a proud people, and so we cannot determine what or how America perceives us. We're not the only country that America has classified in that regard. Look at Saudi Arabia. I mean, they've been on that list for only for not how long, not long ago. Their king was in the over the villa, the White House. He was received. So, but as it regards to us, we are not as strong as the US. We're not competing with them. We cannot match them in terms of what they want to do to us. To me personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of the government. To me, they're bully, really, because even while coming to Nigeria, fair is fair. They came, they went to Benue State, went to IDP camp. For them to have complete report, probably they also need to see both sides. We that live in this country know that it is not true. It is absolutely not true that there is genocide against the Christians. Whether Christians are being killed in this country is true. Whether Muslims are being killed in this country is true. So there is no deliberate effort by either groups in this country to kill one another. And this mayhem affects all of us. And so even if
You see, this guy is an idiot. This guy is an idiot. This was the guy who every one of us know what this idiot stands for. This is the man who went to the US to ask for the detention of Goodluck Jonathan during his era. This idiot went to the US and he was calling for Goodluck Jonathan to be detained. Today, look at him talking rubbish, calling US a bully. But he went to the US, he was calling for the US government to detain Goodluck Jonathan. This animal. He's the idiot who said that the oil in Delta State belonged to him. A Fulani proud idiot. You look at him talking that there is no genocide, there is no people killing people because of religion. Something that is happening even to today. Today, it still happened again. Kidnapping of people in the churches. Clowns like this will come and speak, and they will give him platform to speak. Let's hear the idiot. I just want to give you the background of this clown before you know who he is. This idiot went and called for Jonathan to be detained in the US when Jonathan traveled to the US. Under Obama, they went to connive with Obama to detain Jonathan. That Jonathan was not fighting insecurity. This clown, he's the one that said that the oil in Niger Delta belonged to him. That the oil in Niger Delta belonged to him. That in fact, we don't have any portion. That the people that have the largest landmass, they have all the entire sea level. This idiot. And when you see him talk, you think he's a human being talking. And a clown, idiot, a very idiotic fool and a terrorist. That is what they say here. These are the people that were supporting Boko Haram. These are the people who promoted Boko Haram. This idiot, I will play the video. Tomorrow morning, I will play the video of this guy. I will play the video. I will still repeat this program tomorrow. I will play the video where this guy went to the US and he was calling for Jonathan to be detained. Idiot.
The United States or any other country tries to paint us in this light. Now we should look inwards. What are the problems? Why are these things happening? And we as a government, as a people also should try to make amends. So many mistakes that previous government, present government, are doing in trying to, because there is perception that the government is not doing enough. You can also not stop people from saying so as well. So to me, it's a welcome idea. They came, they spoke, and we're waiting for their report. But whatever their report is,
you are still waiting for report.
The problem is in Nigeria. So we as a people need to look at ourselves in the eyes. The government needs to be up and about. The government needs to take it serious. But look, it's not because US is making noise. But yes, our people being
we call it noise
yes,
making.
our people are being killed. And we should not try to divide ourselves among ethnic or religious lines. Because as I said, these brigandages, these killings affect everyone. And unfortunately, there are people who will kill and say Allah Akbar. Yeah, so in that kind of effort, people will think that, okay, they're Muslims. But yes, you cannot say they're not Muslims, but by name. No right-thinking Muslim would believe in killing. Absolutely. It is against Christianity, it is against Islam. So we should look at ourselves.
Message for the Marine.
All right, okay. There are a number of issues around this administration, and since we're looking at the state of the nation, you talked about the efforts made in insecurity and insecurity. Some might agree, some might disagree. But I want you to talk about the state of your party, the APC, and the accusation of the APC by opposition parties that you're turning under this administration using, weaponizing state bodies like the FCC, ICPC, the Nigerian police, and witch hunting for the politicians to induce them to join the APC. What would you have to say about this with regards to a one-party state in Nigeria?
Well, about one-party state, it's really very subjective because no coercion, absolutely no coercion. Your colleague that left here before I came mentioned what happened in Anambra State. I mean, there is no any deal between our government and any of these states. So in the wisdom of Soludo, decided to say he is going to support Mr. President. And we would have loved to take Anambra State. So which means APC should, our people went there to contest. We lost. And that's it. So any of these governors that comes to us, do we tell them no, don't come? And there's no coercion. And if anybody talks about being victimized or weaponizing the anti-corruption agencies, the question you should put to them, are there grounds? Is it true? Are there allegations? These are allegations. So let the people, whether in government or out of government, as at today, there are senior members of our party, the APC, that are being prosecuted by EFCC or ICPC. So, but it's part of the opposition. I mean, I don't blame them. They can say whatever they want to say, but there is no evidence whatsoever to show that we are weaponizing EFCC against any one of them, anybody in this country for that matter.
Okay. I mean, so I'll just read this out to you. It was a statement issued by ECWA. ECWA has about close to 10 million members in Nigeria, and I'm just going to paraphrase because it's quite a long statement. So they said that ECWA firmly and solemnly declares that there is clear, verifiable evidence of systematic political campaign against Christians in Nigeria. Hardly a day passes with reports of killings in Christian community. And invariably, what they've been saying here is that all of this amounts to genocide. It was a statement signed by Reverend Dr. Ayuba Asheshi, ECWA General Secretary. I mean, what do you tell this 10 million strong church that says that there is Christian genocide and they're killing their members? I mean, not to say they are not killing some Muslims in the country. What do you tell this ECWA church? That's number one. Number two, you said you want evidence that they're not into a one-party state or that people are not being coerced to join. I mean, look at the cases. Look at the EFCC cases now. I mean, Aliko Dangote just spoke about a serving government official that he said he can provide evidence for that he sent his child to school with $5 million in Switzerland. We have not seen the EFCC pick that up, but we have seen the case of Malami, we have seen the case of Ndigay. And we're not saying people should not account for their misdemeanors, but is it everybody that serves in this government is a saint? That there's no one case, of any allegations going up of corruption and the likes and all of that, So today somebody would have asked, okay, I thought the kind of persistence of we were chasing Yaya with them, all of it seems to have simmered down. Anyway, I'm not going to argue that the case is in court. So these are the things people are looking at. And you said you would have loved to take Anambra. You didn't really put forward a viable candidate. I'm not sure your party stakeholders want to campaign with Ukachukwu in Anambra. So you were not interested in Anambra. You had already done a deal with Soludo long ago that he was going to tilt his way. So, I mean, these are just some of the pushbacks. I'm good to see you. I wish you the best of the season. All the great festivities this season. I wish you the very best. And congratulations again to was it your child that had a ceremony that I wasn't part of? I'm sorry I couldn't be there. Please forgive me once again. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rufai. Now, I don't want to talk about numbers now, whether ECWA, are 10 million or they are 100 million. But a life is a life. A life of a Christian ECWA is a life. The life of a Muslim is a life. Whether there are killings in this country, yes, there are killings. Whether Christians are killed in Nigeria, yes, Christians are killed. Whether Muslims are killed in Nigeria, Muslims are killed. So, to me, I cannot stop them from saying whatever they want to say. But genocide, if you look at the meaning of genocide, in this country, there is no deliberate effort by either the Christian militia, if they are, or the Muslim militia, if they are,
You just imagine.
deliberately go after, like, okay, now we're talking about Christians. There is nowhere where a group of Muslims decide to go and attack Christians because they are Christians. Because this whole issue of problem,
These people,
started with Boko Haram. And the case, okay, go ahead, which one?
Reverend Archie was apprehended and kidnapped from his home because he was a Christian clergy. And he was killed despite the fact that ransom was paid. In fact, the advocate for that case, his wife is still in captivity. God only knows what has happened to her. The terrorists have been posting pictures on YouTube on Facebook. For some days now, they've not been able to get where they are. The only reason why Reverend Archie was taken was because he was Christian clergy. He was targeted and they went to his house and they took him because he was Christian clergy. And I have copious evidence from the family members that investigated and I spoke to.
There are so many evidence also against Muslims being kidnapped and killed. I mean, a very prominent cleric in town was also killed by suspected Muslim, bandits or extremists and so on. So I am saying genocide when probably group of people like maybe majority of Muslims in this country are trying to target Christians, making sure that Christians do not
look at this guy.
Wear their heads. That is not true. But whether there are killings, yes, I admit there are killings. And there are in certain areas where you have Christians, more Christians.
Lies won't help Nigeria. It will only worsen your problem.
There are more Muslims in the other part of this country. A lot of them are being killed also daily. So let us not even go there. Look, and no government will just sit by and allow these things to happen. So it is not about the government or even the Muslims, the leaders, Muslim leaders in this country are targeting Christians. These are hooligans, these are bandits, these are criminals who go about killing people in the name of religion. And I told you, no any sensible Muslim should or kill any other person, talk less of Christian. Now, you spoke about Abbas and Soludo. It's up to you, Rufai, to think that we have any deal. But in politics, we will do everything legally possible to win an election.
William, we must listen to them to know how to debunk them. That is why we're listening to them.
Other parties are disintegrating.
If we don't listen to them, we cannot be able to debunk them effectively.
Because you have served in government and now you are being prosecuted, you start, raising a red flag. That is because you're in opposition. The Ngige you mentioned, the last time I checked, was still a member of APC. There are senior members of this party, of our party, that have been prosecuted. Some former ministers, they are in court, and they have been you spoke about. The case is in court. So what do you want us to do? The EFCC will have to do their work every day. ICPC will have to do their work every day. And if anybody thinks, look, the question you should ask them, are there evidences or are there allegations or suspicion of this thing happening? Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted us to wrap up by trying to manage time. And we would like to thank you very much for joining us on the morning show today. Thank you very much indeed.
You see, this Abati, this ape face, when it comes to anything that has to do with the terrorist government, ape face will not say a word. He will support it. You see how he ended up. The only person that queried this man was Rufai. And you see everything that you want to deny. My brother Williams Onyeka, thank you so much for joining William. Williams, you know why we have to listen to them? If you don't pay attention to them, you will not know what they are saying. You don't know the lies they are preaching, because many people listen to the international communities, they watch them. The international community, that is where they get their information from. Most of these international communities and all people across the world, that is where they get their information from. The conventional media. They don't rely on social media. They rely on the conventional media. The only thing we do is that when we continue to hammer this, oppose them and counter them in social media, it will go viral. People will key in. As we speak about it, other people will speak about it. Before you know it, some popular platform will carry it, and then the narrative will be changed. That is why we will pay attention to them, get those their lies, and debunk it. These people are a bunch of idiots. They are a bunch of idiots. This man that is talking here about genocide is one of the greatest terrorists. He was one of those who was fighting against Goodluck Jonathan, because Jonathan was fighting against Boko Haram. He fought Jonathan. He went to Obama in the United States to ask Obama to arrest Goodluck Jonathan. He was interviewed. He said that is why he came to the US. Today, US is coming to stop that terrorist, and he's talking against the US today. He's telling the US is bullying. So US is bullying, and you went to US to tell them to come and arrest Goodluck Jonathan. When Goodluck Jonathan dead. This is the man that came and said that the oil in Delta, in Niger Delta belonged to him. A very idiotic man. When you see him, like, you see how he's talking about genocide. Oh, Muslims are killed. This one are killed. This one are killed. It's not everybody. There is no genocide. And they talk about genocide. The meaning of genocide, the dictionary meaning is there. The simple meaning of genocide is there. You can Google it, you see it for yourself. Don't wait for them to interpret it for you. The meaning of genocide is there. When you read the meaning of genocide and you see the intention of the attack on the Christians, the plan to Islamize Nigeria is clear. It is not maybe or it be like say or it's no. It is a fact. And we must continue to debunk these idiots. That is why we go to their platforms, we take their video, we listen to what they say, and we debunk them. Mad people everywhere. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this very evening section. And thank you so much for joining us on the program, wherever you have joined. I can see my brother there, Chibuike. Thank you for joining, Chibuike. I appreciate you, Chibuike. My brother Gerard DK, thank you so much, Gerard DK. Stephen Jones, thank you, Stephen, for joining. I appreciate you. Lawrence Honora, thank you for joining, Lawrence. I appreciate you, Lawrence. Williams Onyeka, thank you for joining, Williams. I appreciate you. Every other person that have joined there, thank you. Onyeka Chris, thank you for joining. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this platform this evening. I appreciate all of you. And we are going to be back again tomorrow morning to continue on this message. We will not stop. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. It doesn't matter the stress, the insult, the distraction. We will continue. It is something I have signed for. I have signed up for it. Nobody forced me. Nobody is paying me. I'm just doing it for myself, for my future. And I will continue to do it. Tomorrow morning, I will still be here. So thank you so much for being part of us on this program. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyam will guide and protect every Biafran that participated on this program. May Chukwu Okike Abiyam guide and protect you wherever you are. May Chukwu Okike Abiyam guide and protect our leaders, Mazi Nandi Okukamu, and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon. May Chukwu Okike Abiyam be your guide, be your protector, be your security. Thank you so much for being with us. See you again tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear. Now go with the go so. Herdsmen they kill us every day, for them busy they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It's very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.